So I'm getting ready to film for the day. I haven't done my hair. So I was getting ready to film and I was like, ooh, I'll pick out a, of course, TIKI outfit. And I found like literally one of my favorite TIKI shirts that I had lost. I thought that I had lost it. I haven't seen this in months. I hid it from myself. Do you all do that? Like lose it from yourself? It was in my drawer and I just piled things on top of it. It got lost under a sea of t-shirts and I thought it was gone. It's gonna be that kind of day. All right, I'm making a video. I'll see you real soon. Hey, smart mouthy. Hey, welcome to July. Is it July? Yes, July, which means new video, new theme of the month, and special guest. So today's intro video of the new topic is going to be the pandemic. I know what you're thinking. This is not a good idea. We don't need to be talking about it, because we're not. So this idea was brought to the table by a very special guest who may or may not join us for an interview later this month. So you'll have to wait. However, I'll explain the topic and talk a little bit about a poll on my Facebook page, and we'll dive right in. So we're not going to talk about the pandemic because that sucks. What we're actually talking about is the pandemic made me fill in the blank. So we're wanting to identify, after all this time, what has changed as women over 40 have been through the quarantine and the traumatic events of the pandemic the last couple of years, what it has made us do. And this topic, really, I talk about all day long in the hair salon. These women who have been coming for 20 years to me have changed, and so many things have happened in their life consequently from the pandemic. So this series here in July is going to be a little bit about what the pandemic made people do, made me do, made our special guests do, and Nora over in Germany, what she has had as a consequence. So let's get to my Facebook page, because I actually did a quick, not a poll, I guess it was like a questionnaire, I don't know, but I had put, for market research, no, I was going to ask people, what fill in the blank. So I had put fill in the blank in the comments below. The pandemic made me, and I gave some examples because, I hear this all day long. And so I had an example answer to get people going, People need prompting. Grow out my gray hair, or grow out my hair to gray, or go gray. Get divorced, gain 25 pounds, or lose 25 pounds, something like that. So I'll just read a few of these answers, because anonymously, though, of course, all of this will be anonymous. If I'm talking about you, you know it, and it doesn't matter. So, but it's such great conversation starters, and I've heard none of these answers were new to me. None of these answers were shocking to me. And I just find it super ironic that they are reoccurring. So very same themes of a lot of these answers. One of the most common answer was to buy a pet or acquire another pet in your home, whether that's a dog or a cat, apparently a python, I don't even know. So that was really a very common theme Was that you? Did everybody get a quarantine puppy or a quarantine pet? Like, I hear that a lot. And I don't know, I don't know if they've regretted it. I guess that was the perfect time to go through the puppy stage. Although with one of my dogs, puppy lasted 3 full years. Ironically, his name was 3 in Spanish. I thought I was going to kill him. I didn't know if he was going to even make it to 3 because he was such a bad puppy. Bad puppy. And so I was off work for 77 days during the shutdown. And I guess that would have been a really great time to kind of have a puppy and like potty train them and give them really good attention as I was home and able to do that. So that was a real recurring answer to this. And then somebody else said wear less makeup, and I really enjoyed that one. A lot of my clients have been wearing less makeup. I have, not that I wanted to. Let's be real. I love wearing makeup. And a side note, I feel super obligated to wear makeup for my job. I mean, I work in the beauty industry. If I come to work looking like a ragamuffin and charge customers to let me help them look better when I look like a ragamuffin, I'm going to put the definition of a ragamuffin. That's not okay. I can't teach you how to be cute if I'm not looking cute. So I like a full face, like a full beat. However, I have worn less makeup, consequently because of the mask. Like literally from here down is usually never makeup. You know, for me to put lipstick on for this video was just for this video. I'm about to wipe it off in order to go to work to put the mask on. And I'm very comfortable wearing a mask. I don't mind it at all. However, my face has broken out because of the mask, but it's fine. But wearing less makeup has been a popular answer. A couple people have actually gotten ready to retire. The pandemic and the shutdown, I've heard from many clients, kind of sped up their timeline. Actually, I've had 4 clients really pinpoint their retirement very recently and kind of pulled that in closer, which I thought was a beautiful or scary consequence of the pandemic. I don't know. Move to a farm in the middle of nowhere. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could do that. Like, visiting a farm or kind of going off grid for a few days seems super glamorous until I have to actually do that. Don't think I could do that. If I didn't have to work, I could do that. I really think I could go plant something. I think I could milk a goat. I don't know. I could be like into that, but I'm still a city girl, like super city girl right here. And I don't know how I would make money. You don't really cross beauty hair salon with overalls and fertilizer. I don't know how that would work. But somebody did it, and I think she's thriving and happy, and I love that. Somebody said that her OCD went into overdrive, and I experienced some of that too. Like she was talking about organizing her spices. Like, who organizes their spices or spice rack? And I get that because, and it coincided throughout my illness that happened to come about also during the pandemic. But on the days that I felt better, you know, looking around and trying to organize within the 4 walls that I was confined in, I cleaned out the linen closet. I organized my teas. I have a tea video up here. I definitely, Paul and I both weeded out just old things. Like, we ended up getting rid of all of our bath towels and like going to Target and buying all fresh new bath towels. We got rid of old sheets, and we got all new sheets, and that felt really good. Like, I think cleaning, purging, and organizing was a reoccurring theme as the pandemic went on. If you're stuck within your four walls, you start nitpicking about, oh, that could look better, or that could function better. So I think for her to organize a spice rack was just probably about functionality. And being at home all day, your tolerance gets lower. For you to be at work, running home and trying to cook real quick and just dealing with your spices is one thing, but being at home all day, you think, okay, this spice organization can be better. So I get what she's saying about OCD. Lots on here about gaining weight. You know, if you're sitting at home, of course you're sitting and not that you're doing a whole lot of walking at work, but you may. In fact, I think the person who put this on my Facebook, I happen to know she works someplace where walking from her parking lot into the building and then into her office is huge. It's a big industrial plant. And so the employee parking, she like hikes it into her office, I happen to know. And it's like, even that walk twice a day for her probably was substantial enough to get her heart rate up and, keep her, maybe keep her weight off. But so I think consequently, not leaving the house gets your physical activity a lot lower. And so I think a lot of people, she's totally not alone. It was me too. And so many of my clients, I've seen so many women come in with that extra 15 pounds, even men with extra 15 pounds because of the pandemic. Have a baby. I've had a couple of clients get pregnant. I've had a couple of clients get divorced. Embraced her introversion. I think it really helped identify who was an introvert and who thrived being at home versus who was an extrovert and who struggled being at home. The pandemic made me reevaluate people and my relationship with them based on their actions during that time. And boy, was that me too. Me too. I have a business where I don't judge, but more so I can't judge. If I want to have customers who love spending time with me, there's a lot of things I have to overlook. If it, and I'm just going to strip it down to something stupid to make a point. If you love pineapple on your pizza, and I hate it, like these are strong words, love and hate. I don't just dislike pineapple or I'm okay with it sometimes. No. This is, I love pineapple on my pizza versus I hate pineapple on my pizza. During your time in my business, which is how I make money, I can't care if you like that damn pineapple and I don't. I can't care. I don't care. I kind of don't care. But through the pandemic, these opinions of hot topics have become a lot stronger. And I've been shocked once or twice when I thought I've known clients. I've been doing this for 23 years, coming up on 23 years in February. And there are so many people I know intimately. And I know their hopes, their dreams, their hatreds, their opinions. And I've been shocked. There was a couple of times through the pandemic and through different political events that have been happening here in the United States, I have been shocked. And I've had to do this. I'm going to show you that again. Look how great I am at doing this. Let me show you. Neutral. as a salon owner, you have to welcome everyone. And it's so important for them to feel comfortable in your space. And they deserve a neutral, non-biased opinion. And I'm a professional at it. It has gotten harder. It has gotten a lot harder to keep my neutral face neutral. Thank goodness for the mask a little bit, because I've been shocked. And I think along with this person, kind of that realization that you think you've known someone for a long time, you think you're on the right or the same, path with that person. And some people have just thrown me for a loop, and it's harder to love them through their differences. And I think that's happened with a lot of families in regard to the pandemic or political atmosphere. I think it's harder to love now, because when you separate, you can get strongly, is that a word? Strongerly, you can get anchored in your opinion firmly or stronger. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to re-record this because I just don't care. So I think my perfectionism has just gone down. I've cared less about being perfect, especially when these videos, I try to just do all one take because I don't have time to edit. Okay, so some people just lost touch with friends and family, and I don't think it was intentionally. I think it just happens naturally. I love my next door neighbor. Love, huge heart, like full on love my next door neighbor. And we just haven't socialized a whole lot. And so you lose touch, and it doesn't mean that I don't love her. It's just, we just haven't left the house. Like we just don't meet each other outside, very often, and so I just think you lose touch. Someone completely reevaluated her life and subsequently changed everything. And I happen to know this friend of mine moved from one state to another state to follow a passion, follow a dream, follow her health, and change jobs. And while that can be very scary for many, many people, I, for one, can see how somebody would thrive off that. I thrive off change. I think sometimes change brings out fear in people, and sometimes change brings out energy in other people. And I, for one, as you probably know, if you've been with Smart Mouth Life back in the day when we were Smart Mouth Beauty, you can look through the plethora of videos here on the YouTube channel and see how many ding times I changed my hair color. So you can go ahead and understand I thrive off change. So I think this person kind of had that chance to evaluate her job, her life, her priorities, and make the big move. I actually was super jealous of that. If I didn't work in a hair salon, I would not be in Louisville, Kentucky. So super jealous. One person said it caused a slowdown and it was nice. And at the time I was like, oh yeah, this is great. This is nice. But I think internally, and I didn't realize this till afterward, I think internally I just panicked. Like I was off for 77 days and I kept thinking, oh, this is great. This is great. I will make another video about what I did during the 77 days because it was crazy. And I kept thinking, oh, this is great. Enjoy it. But as a business owner, I think internally looking back, all I did was panic, which really just made chronic stress, which was one of the many causes of an illness that I had after. The pandemic made me not want to be my true self. Because people are impatient and somehow become unkind. It just makes me so sad because it's so true, where You're so aware of other people's anger. You know, I think this definitely brought out a lot of anger, and some people retreat then from that anger. You know, when you have a lot of violence out in the world, a lot of anger out in the world, a lot of political anger, even pandemic anger, I think it causes you to retreat and protect your spirit and protect your heart. And so I found a lot of people commenting that they retreated, you know, whether it was in their own house or maybe to a farm, I don't know. And one other, she is accepting that she is a millennial. And I'm not quite sure of full-on details. Millennials beat to their own drum, and maybe she's just accepting she really is falling in that category. So that was a lot of the comments from my Facebook community. Thank you for everybody who participated in that. And as more come in for this month, I will make another video. But I will leave you with two things for The Pandemic Made Me. And the reason I'm sitting here is because of this. The pandemic made me do this. When I was sitting, you know, anticipating for our governor to reopen the hair salon, I thought, okay, I can't just go back to the same walls, the same view, the same vision. You know, I'm the one that's here eight hours a day, staring at what I stare at. And I thought, what can I do to bring more vibrancy, bring more life, bring more, you know, feelings of my authentic self into my space? And so I picked out this wallpaper. It's just peel and stick wallpaper, nothing fancy. My husband and I did this in a few hours, and he will say it went, you know, 25 hours, but it was not. It was just a few hours. And it is glorious. I love it so much. So when I reopened after the shutdown, I got to come in with such a beautiful, lovely, brand new thing to look at. And the second thing that the pandemic made me was change my entire wardrobe. And I made a video about it, and I will post it here. And you can watch that about my TIKI wardrobe, which also matches my TIKI wallpaper. It's a whole thing. It's an entire thing. It's a thing. Okay, I hope you will enjoy this entire series. And please leave your comments about what the pandemic made you do below. And stay tuned for a very special guest, maybe mid-month or toward the end of July. And I hope it'll be a lot of fun. So I'll talk to you next week. See you later. Bye.